Hey everybody, welcome to our newest video. Today we're actually going to go over something that you may have been hearing a lot about recently, and that is the comeback of BNB. BNB chain's kind of been blowing up, so what we're going to do is we are going to go and do a review of GMGN and how to trade BNB tokens on it. Let's go over a couple examples first of some tokens that have been running. So one that I've been looking into here recently that I haven't got into yet is NESA. This started at 3 a.m. and it's currently 11 p.m. This has went up, so about 7x, 6,921%. Not like, crazy 1000x gains, but these are a lot easier gains to grab. We have, let's see, this one here, which is Captain BNB, which this ran for a while. And you see some huge Melwicks there. Alright, so this has been running since, same thing, about maybe 2 o'clock-ish. So it's been running since about 2 o'clock, 2 p.m., and it's, currently going on 11. And this one here, we're not going to count those Melwicks, but this one here over the last, 8 hours has ran, 112,293, so that's a good 112% up. And then we have Baby Captain, which is the beta play, and this one here has been running since since 7:10, so this has only been running for a couple hours, and if you got into this early, you'd be up a good about 6 or 7%. So coins on BNB are starting to run. They're doing good. BNB, for a lot of you, people have been around doing this for a minute. BNB is what I've started trading on. It's kind of where I made all my money last bull run. So I'm really hoping that it lasts. It seems like it took off really hard over the weekend, and then it kind of slowed right down. But there's still some good runners in here. And today I'm going to go over showing you how to find them for the most part. First, what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and go over some quick trading really quick, just because trading on BNB is a little bit different than Sol. There's a little bit more verification, just because I do want to get into this token. I threw a tiny bit over just to kind of do an example. So I'll show you how to do all the wallet stuff here in a minute, but what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and throw in a buy for 0.03. We'll just throw a couple bucks, just 20 bucks in. When you do it, you go ahead and fill your amount out, and then hit the buy button. What's different on BNB, you're going to be using a MetaMask wallet first off, so you're going to have to get a MetaMask wallet. I'm not going to really go over that so much. Normally when you buy on BNB, there's going to be a lot of MetaMask popping up and verification type of shit, okay? So if you're trading on anything else, that's normal, okay? If you're trading on, for instance, DexView, okay? You know what? Let's see. What is this? My Captain BNB. Actually, you know what? We'll go ahead and we'll do a fake sell here. So normally, when you do it, you hit a swap, okay, and you're gonna go ahead and get your MetaMask. It's gonna come up. You're gonna be like, "Oh, are you sure you want to continue?" And you gotta, hit continue, and then it swaps. If it's your first time selling that token, you're gonna have to approve it and then go ahead and swap it. So there's a little bit more steps generally in this. However, as you can see with GMGN, it skips all that. I got my buy-in at an awesome spot. Of course, it shows my average price and all that. Some of the other options, back in the day we used to use PooCoin, but DexView, for instance, it shows my buy down here. It just don't show that, doesn't show my average, cost or where it's at. So lots of advantages of GMGN. As you can see, that trade's taken off decent. We got in there nice. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and go over GMGN. There's going to be a link in the description. Make sure you use the link. People get screwed all the time using fake links and stuff like that. Use the link, okay? It's trusted. It's not like you have to worry about anything. It's actually my link that I was given by them to give to you. Alright, so when you first go into GMGN, we're not going to go over making an account, anything like that. That's going to be pretty self-explanatory. Just go ahead and follow the link, follow the instructions, and you'll be to this point in no time. You're going to get a wallet. what I usually do is I export my private key. Like when you first go ahead and sign up, you get your wallet, export your private key, go into MetaMask and put that wallet into your MetaMask, which is not the right one, but anyways, go ahead and put that wallet into your MetaMask, and there's all kinds of tutorials and junk on that. I'm not going to go over it, but go ahead and put that in there. That way you can kind of have your funds outside of here, outside of GMGN. It's a fucking tongue twister. Anyways, but the three main sections that you're going to find in GMGN, of course, like over here where it says BSC, you can have your wallet. It's going to have their Telegram little setting thing where you can change your language and turn on dark mode, suggested for sure. And then you can change your chain. There's going to be Sol, Ethereum, Base, BSC, Tron, Blast. GMGN works for a lot of different chains, but personally, we're going to stick to BSC because if you're going to trade Sol, something like Axiom is way better than this, and there's no sense in using GMGN for that. So what you're going to do, first come into GMGN, we're going to have these three sections here. We got new pairs, trending and holding, pretty self-explanatory. New pairs, of course, are going to be your newer pairs. Personally, I'm not going to go over too much on how to go ahead and find tokens as much, but we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you a couple things that I would probably go ahead and look for. Okay, first off, age is basically what it's sorting it by, so this is going to give you your newest ones. However, we're on a 1 hour. We can go to a 5 minute, you know what I mean? So we're not going to see things that are too old either way. What we can do is sort by 5 minute volume. Okay, so we can see here IP. I'm not sure why it says, oh, because the honeypot. See, look at that. It even tells us it's a honeypot. So nice. So we have all these IP tokens. This one's 1 hour old. It has 100 million in volume. So you can just basically, right click, open new tab, look at different tokens and find different tokens this way. I like to go ahead and trade volume because it's easier to go ahead and make money on something that has a bunch of money going into it. A lot of these charts are slow. It's not going to be sit around, wait, get out 5 minutes later. This is going to be sit around for maybe a couple hours, maybe a day, maybe a few days, hell, maybe a year, depending on what you get into. So you don't need to have that super, I need to get in and out mentality. There's not going to be as many rugs. There's not going to be as fast of trading. It's going to be a lot more chill, You see this one here, of course, did rug, nothing that we want to be in. And this is why generally it's good to look at something over 5 minutes, maybe in towards the hour old type range here. You can look at the 1 hour volume, still seeing those same ones. But look for this instance. Josh looks all right. Let's see, Bird Dog. Actually, I was looking at that earlier. I'm wondering how much that took out since I didn't get into it. Let's see here. So when you get into a token, and finish going over this, I guess. There's new pairs. There's trending. Of course, it's going to be another good spot to go ahead and find things. These are going to be your ones that are running really good. Captain BNB, Keems, TST. I'm into all three of those. Andy, that's one we just got into. Baby Captain. So basically, this is going to be all your different, your trending, popping off ones that are actually getting a lot of traction right now. This is where you're going to spend a lot of time if you want to go ahead and find tokens that are running already and are a little bit more proven. Where the new pairs is kind of like, well, like you would do in a Solana new pair. Because a lot of the tokens that we're seeing launch on BNB right now, well, I shouldn't say a lot because I can't say majority of them are. I don't know that for sure, but quite a few tokens that are launching on there right now are actually coming from this site, which is called 4Meme, and this is BNB's equivalent to Pump Fund essentially. But so a lot of tokens are coming from there. You're going to want to get into the new ones, but just like with Solana, there's a lot more risk in them. So generally, trending 5 minutes, 1 hour, something like that is definitely a good way to go. Okay, so let's see what we all have left on here on the front page. Got that. We can filter for honeypots. Of course, we don't want to have honeypots, so we're going to put that on there. Telegram bot buy. You know what? I don't even know what that is. We're not even going to bother with that. Let's see here. We got BNB price. We got stuff for the API. You got something called bot. You got Solana login bot, swap bot, Tron swap bot. Okay, so these are just their other little bots. About tutorial. There's a mobile app. You can go ahead and discover all that fun stuff for yourself. When you go into a token, when you open it up, we're going to have a variety of things here. We're going to have on the side, which is going to be all of our tokens that we're holding in that wallet. And then we're going to have the trending tokens that are down here in the bottom left-hand corner that show. We got our chart, kind of a lot like you would find like a BullX. You can copy the contract. There's a search for searching on Twitter, so it'll bring up essentially the contract address on a Twitter search, so you can see if there's anybody that's talking about it basically. Let's not use this one for an example. You can see how Josh ran up though. If you look at Josh here, if you would have got into that, this launched less than a couple hours ago, you would have got a good 27x. So, like I said, there's money here. It's not as fast paced. It's a little bit easier to get in and out of, as far as like not having to PvP a bunch of people. There isn't a bunch of super big whales that are just chopping up the charts. BNB's a nice place to be, in my opinion. I've seen this back around here, but we're gonna go use this one for an example here. So you look up here at the top, and we got the amount of transactions within an hour. We show that it was launched on 4meme, and then we have an update for Deck Screen Social. We'll go ahead and it's actually the update for Deck Screen Social hasn't been paid for. The other ones are green. We got a little search here for search on Twitter. This one I'm sure maybe we'll find maybe a little something on Twitter for it. Well, Bird Dog, good day trade. Made it 2.3x. But kind of go and look, see what the sentiment is. Next one over is going to be BSC scan. Then you got their X, which is always nice. Their Telegram, which we're not going to bother going to their Telegram right now. But Telegram, and then of course a website. So just go ahead and check out their X. Make sure everything's looks legit. Everything lines up right. A lot of times what I'll do is look for a contract address. You know what I mean? It's always nice to see them actually post a contract address. If not, dig into their in their socials, in their Telegram, whatnot. This here has a BSC scan for burning it, and there is our contract. So it ends in DFD. You can always go back and be like, hey, ends in DFD. Their website. We don't really need to go through this too much, but so there's all those things, a lot like we would have there. There's a multi-chart, so if you want to go and look at multiple charts at one time, that is an awesome thing to have. I'm currently using that because I'm switching over from Dex, because I was doing Dex Screener for my BNB trading, but then I realized that I can do it on here, and well, everything's different now. We're not bothering going back. So another thing too, let's see here. You can hide your trades. I don't know if there's a wallet tracker on here. I want to say there is a wallet tracker on GMGN. We're going to go ahead and figure that out here before this is done. At least we're going to try to. You can go ahead and change the way your chart looks, of course. I don't see anything in here for indicators. Oh, there we go. So you can go ahead and do like our Bollinger Bands, VWAP. Those are the two I usually bother with. Bang. Okay. We already got our volume down the bottom. See, we can hide trades, which we don't. I'm assuming that's going to be our wallets. We're going to have to go ahead and do a video on tracking wallets and how to use those efficiently. But that'll, of course, be a different video. And when we do that, it'll probably be a lot more like our, yeah, of course, you refresh. A lot like GMGN, or I'm sorry, a lot like Axiom and BullX. So let's see here. We got basically our snipers, shows how many people sniped, how much the top 10 is holding. It's audited as safe. Its taxes are 0 and 0, and BNB you're actually going to see that taxes aren't always 0 and 0. It's not like Solana. You can actually have a buy tax and a sell tax, and that's going to be on top of your slippage and your fees. So those taxes usually, do something. They could be used for doing marketing for the project. It could be used for a charity. It could be used for a lot of different things. So BNB is a lot more dynamic and actually, I wouldn't say complex, but a little bit more intricate when it comes to their contracts. You can do more with them. All right, we got our pair. We got our liquidity and our initial liquidity. We got both in the NISA and the WBNB token, the value of them. whether it's a honeypot or not, if it's verified, if it's renounced, if it's locked, all those things you definitely want to see every time. Of course, our balance, what we bought, our unrealized profit and loss, because we haven't sold yet. We're just going to kind of go down this right-hand side. This is going to be where a lot of what we want to look at. Of course, your buy, your sell. You can actually go into here into your settings, and you can do your buy settings and your sell settings, your gas, which you don't have to do bribes and all that kinds of junk. And then you can do custom buy and sell amounts. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave my slippage there. Let's go over to buy settings. Let's change this to 1, 2, 0.5, and 0.1. And that's going to go ahead and update all of your buy amounts down here that you go ahead and autofill. So let's see here. You can go ahead and do your slippage automatic or change it. Automatic usually works. Sometimes it don't. You can go ahead and take it off. Like, automatic works most of the time. Let's see, we have MEV protection, so you can go ahead and turn MEV protection on and off. Just like with Solana, it might slow your transactions down a tiny bit. If you're doing something small like a 0.05, 0.1 type, bids on things, that ain't too bad. You ain't gonna worry about MEVs too much. Now, if you're going and throwing around like a couple beans on a BNB, which is generally referred to as beans, just like sols are called salamis, but if you're going to go and throw around a couple beans on a trade, then you might want to throw MEV protection on so you don't get sandwich attacked and lose some of your money there. Alright, go on down further here. We have the NISA WBNB pool info, so it's basically our liquidity, our market cap, how many holders we got, total supply, the pair, token creator, and the pool created, what time the pool is created. And then we have this DGen audit, which essentially tells us contract is verified, you always want to see yes, honeypot, you always want to see no. Renounce, you generally want to see yes. Renounce just basically means that they can go ahead and still use functions on the contract. Not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes, they might want to change the gas fee, or not the gas fees, the tax fees up or down, or they may want to do things. So there's reason to still have access to the contract, but when it's renounced, it no longer belongs to anybody and nobody can go ahead and make changes to it. So it's always nice to have a renounced contract. And anytime you trade on something like 4meme, it's always going to be renounced. And usually liquidity is going to be burnt too. These are taxed, honeypot, 0 risk, can sell, 0, can't sell, 0, average tax, 0, high tax, 0. Not sure if we have any tokens here that do taxes that I brought up. I want to say not, because like I said, a lot of them, these are launching on 4meme. Alright, so those are basically all of our DGen audit. You always want to make sure, no honeypot, it's renounced, contracts verified, that can sell and can't sell. Shouldn't be anything other than 0, because that means essentially people tried to sell but they couldn't. Alright, so let's go ahead and go down to here to the activity. We have basically all our different trades going on. You can sort it by smart wallets, which are usually like some kind of bot or someone that's got some kind of software helping them. We got call and VC. We got whales, we got fresh wallets, we got snipers. There was someone that sniped this apparently. We got the top traders. We got the dev, which apparently is still holding a nice little share of it there. Wallets for following as well as insiders. So there's that. There's the traders button here, which is going to be all the different people that are actually trading, and then there's going to be the holders, which is nice because you want to see this holders count. And if the price is going up, we want to see it going up. If the price is going down, we want to see it going up too, because that means there's more people getting into the token. And then, of course, we have our positions here, which shows our nice little buy that we did. And well, that's not too bad. Like we off of our quick little buy that we threw in there, we did, well, we're at $36, and we threw in 15 or whatever. So about 18, we're up 16. So yeah, not too bad for a start here. Let's go back and figure out some stuff with wallets, because I know that there is a wallet tracker in here. Where the wallet tracker is another thing. My wallet, transfer funds, import private key, export private key, trading pair, new pair. Now I know there is a wallet tracker on it, GMGN. Let's go ahead and look at the tutorial real quick. Let's see if we can find this, because other than that, I think we went over almost everything. Let's see, copy trade, blah blah blah. Let's see, we need discover holding trading, monitor, share, follow, blah blah blah. Okay. Okay, maybe let's go ahead and look, because see, we're not seeing that up here. I mean, maybe that is just a Solana thing. It is just a Solana thing, so it doesn't look like we're going to be following any wallets on follow them on ETH. You follow them on Base. You can't follow them on BSC yet, so we can't follow wallets on BSC yet. Hopefully that'll be something they'll be adding soon, just because it makes zero sense that you can follow them on everything but Blast and Base. So apparently any chains that start with letter B, you just don't want to be doing that. But anyway, so we can't follow wallets, so we aren't going to worry about that. I think that we, for the most part, went over everything. So advantages of BNB, there's a lot less new tokens coming out. The ones that are there usually are a little bit longer plays. It's a lot slower trading, so it's not so fast in your pace, intense trading. You can kind of like take your eyes off the chart for a little bit. I guess those are, for the most parts, the advantages. It's also just a different chain. There's not as many people here at the moment because everyone is kind of trading on Solana, but there are a lot of different BNB OGs, and once BNB does pick up, you'll see some really interesting tokens, because we can actually do things with their tokens over here where it's a little bit harder to go ahead and program in Rust and Anchor and actually make a good Solana token at the moment. So you'll see all kinds of things like tokens where you buy it and it'll reward you in another token for just holding, stuff that'll donate to charity, all kinds of different stuff. So BNB is definitely a lot more interesting in my opinion than Solana. The downfalls of it, it can be a little bit slower. Like I was saying, if you don't use something like GMGN, which I highly recommend, you're going to end up having to do extra clicks. You know what I mean? Like selling is like 3 clicks instead of just 1. GMGN kind of simplifies that for you. So definitely click that link and get GMGN. You're not going to regret that. Yeah, it's a little bit slower than Solana. Everything isn't quite as immediate, but as a bonus to that, a lot of times like you don't get your orders not filled. Like your orders will actually fill. The fluctuation in the chart isn't as violent and drastic, and your orders will fill more than likely. Yeah, I guess for the most part we went over everything. There's that, and then the other thing you can do for looking at new tokens too is go over to 4meme. It's 4.meme, and you can go ahead and actually look at all the different tokens that are currently not bonded. So that's another way that you can find them. Personally, I stick to looking at what's actually going, because I don't want to be getting in anything that's too sketch. But yeah, I believe we pretty much went and summed up everything to do with GMGN. Make sure to use the link so that way you're going through a reputable source. You know that you're actually going to the right place and signing up. I made that mistake before. And yeah, I'll be bringing you more videos soon. I have like a list of them to make, like at least 10 or so that I have planned already. So I'll be doing one every day or two until at least that list is done, and then I'll probably just keep on adding more and keep on going. So everyone have a good one. Enjoy your day. Safe trading.